Hello! So I've decided to do my next blog in video form. I did a poll on Instagram and everyone voted for a video. So I'm going to try my best to... That's my son. He's really excited about this, I guess. I'm going to try my best to communicate my feelings and my emotions with the best words and in the best way that they can be helpful to anyone who hears this. My goal with my blogs has always been to be open and transparent so that I can help other people. And something that I've learned through becoming a mother is that we don't talk about the struggles enough. Through my pregnancy, through my delivery, in my recovery, just being a mom now in general, I've learned that not every mom is comfortable being open and honest. And being a first-time mom, I learned, wow, I didn't expect a lot of this, and I wasn't ready. And I just felt so unprepared emotionally and mentally, I think. In the natural, like in a physical way, we had every gadget, every toy, everything. I don't know. We have so many baby things. And I thought in my mind that was being ready. But then I gave birth to my son and I wasn't ready for the hormonal changes and the emotions that came with it. So I want to start this off by sharing, I am a Christian. I love God. I trust God. I have a great relationship with God. But I think so many of us who do love God feel like we're not allowed to be sad. We're not allowed to struggle. We're not allowed to go through postpartum depression or to go through anything hard. But I want to share, that I do love God. I trust Him. And I did have postpartum depression. And knowing God and loving God doesn't make you exempt from struggle. It doesn't make you exempt from difficult things. Knowing God and trusting God and having a relationship with Him is how I was able to overcome it. But it doesn't mean I didn't have to go through it. So I just want to put that out there, that just because you know God and love Him and have a relationship with Him doesn't mean that sometimes we don't struggle and go through things. And for a long time, I didn't want to share about my postpartum struggles because as a Christian and as someone who loves God, I know I would have these thoughts like I should be stronger, I should be better, I shouldn't be going through this. And so I just learned that not enough people share about it. And I was sharing with my friend the other day, like, the best way to overcome these things is to talk about it and to share about it. And I think that as women, we are strong. And even men, some fathers go through postpartum depression or struggles when they go into fatherhood. And so we need to be willing to talk about it and expose it for what it is. It's a lie. We are destined to be happy. We're destined to overcome. We're destined to conquer. And we don't have to sit in depression and struggle. I was really blessed because I had a lot of support. And even though I did, I still went through these things. So I'm sharing because I want to be honest so that somebody who hears this, I hope it saves them. I hope it sets you free. I hope this helps new moms. I hope it helps moms who are yet to be. I hope it helps fathers. I hope it helps husbands understand what their wives are going through. I hope it just helps people understand whether it's for yourself or for someone that you know. So I've also considered, not sharing this because if I put it out there, that means one day my son will know. One day he'll hear my story. And I thought, how will that make him feel? But the truth is, it's going to make him feel loved, because I fought. I fought and I overcame, and I didn't settle, or, I didn't sit in that depression. I fought it because I love him. So just to give you a little background, I had a really rough pregnancy. I was sick for most of it. I had an extremely rough labor. I had a rough delivery, and then I ended up with an infection. Had an emergency surgery after my emergency C-section, and then I ended up having about, I would say, it took like a solid 2 months for me to physically recover. I went through almost a month of not being able to care for my son. I couldn't hold him. All I could do was feed him, and that really affected me in a great way. That really, sorry, I'm looking for his toy. That really affected me in a great way. It definitely made it harder. I would say with the depression, I just felt very disconnected from him. It's hard to understand and it's hard to explain. How do you have something you love so much, but when you look at him or are around him, you still feel disconnected, or like you're not good enough? How can I be your mom when I can't even take care of myself? There were a lot of days where I just had to fight it. I had to wake up in the morning and do things I didn't want to do and go through the routine and the monotony of motherhood in the beginning. If you have a baby or a newborn, an infant, you know that it's all just about routine and schedule with them, and you just keep going. So I fought through it a lot of mornings, and I just got to the point where I didn't even want to be on social media. I had a hard time looking at other moms posting about how much they love their children and how happy they are, and gosh, they just made it look so easy. I have friends who have had easy pregnancies, easy deliveries, an easy time being a mom, and it wasn't motherhood that was that hard for me. I just had all these emotions I didn't understand, all these hormones. I just couldn't understand why I felt this way. And when I would see other moms so happy and all these happy families on social media, all these babies, and just moms over the moon, it just made me feel even worse. Like, why don't I feel that way? Why am I not just obsessed with my son and just bursting in love, all these things? And it just got to that point for me. And then when we started going out in public, everyone wants to ask you, so how does it feel? How is it being a new mom? Oh my gosh, isn't it amazing? And not to say anything bad about anyone who asked me that. I know your heart was totally in the right place, but for me in that place, I had a hard time even answering that question. I had a hard time saying, yeah, I love it. It's great being a mom and just so happy. Everyone expected like this over the moon answer, and I would always just give them it's good. It's going. I didn't know what to say. And that got to the point too where I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to run into people. I didn't want anyone to ask me that question anymore. I was so tired of putting on this face of like, yeah, I'm fine. It's great. I love being a mom. It's so awesome, but to be honest, there were a lot of days that were just hard. I was in a lot of pain from my C-section, and then my second surgery I had. It was a really, really hard recovery physically and emotionally. And for me, looking at my son for a while, it was just a reminder of how much pain I was in, what I was going through, how hard everything was. And it took me a long time to overcome that. And a lot of it had to do with the physical part. Once I physically was feeling better, it did start helping me emotionally and mentally. So I do want to say the way that I tried to combat this. Some simple things that can maybe help somebody is to just talk. It's extremely hard to put these emotions into words. It's extremely hard to explain how it feels most of the time. But I started talking to my husband every day. Whether I wanted to or not, at the end of the day, he would ask me, do you need to talk? And I would either try to express my feelings, or if I was feeling okay that day, then I just said no. But it was hard for both of us. It was hard for me to express it. It was hard for him to figure out how to help me, what I needed from him. But it takes two. You know, I couldn't be helped if I wasn't willing to share what was wrong, if I wasn't willing to share what I was going through. And I will say for 3 weeks, I cried every single day. Every single day. And some days I couldn't even put into words why I was crying. And since those 3 weeks, yes, I've cried since then, but it's not every single day. I still have my moments, I still have my days that are hard, but not like before. And it made a big difference for me talking to my husband and just being open and honest, because by saying it out loud, then he could tell me, okay, that's not true. You know, you feel that way, but he loves you. You know, you are a good mother. You're doing great. You know, there were a lot of days where I just didn't feel like I was doing enough because I couldn't do anything. My husband had to take care of him. He had to take care of the house. He had to take care of me. And it was a lot. And I just felt like I wasn't even a mom. I wasn't even a wife. And so by sharing those things, my husband was able to remind me, you know, the things that are true, that I am loved by my family, that I am enough, that I'm doing the best I can, that my son loves me. And that was really how I started to conquer how I felt and not living in my emotions. And so I just want to share to really overcome these things and to really get through postpartum depression or any struggle, really. We have to just keep trusting God, and we have to keep reading His Word. His Word never lies, and that was how I got through. Besides talking to my husband, I had to just trust God. I had to keep reading His Word. What does God's Word say about me? What does God say about me, you know? And I had to keep praying. Even if I had to pray to the point where I'm crying, or even if I'm crying and I can barely get the words out to pray, I knew that God was listening. God knew my heart. I'm forever thankful that I had a great support system, that I have a loving family, that I have loving in-laws, and that I have a great church family, that I have a wonderful leader at church who never stopped reaching out to me. I have wonderful friends who never stopped reaching out to me. And I can tell you right now, none of these people know any of this. They didn't know I was struggling, but they continued to reach out to me. And they'll probably be shocked to hear this, to be honest. But they always loved on me and never stopped sharing God's truth with me. And that I appreciate more than anything. And so I just want to encourage anyone who's going through anything hard, or any of the new mamas out there, if you're going through something hard, if you're going through a rough time, reach out to someone. Look for support. If you don't already have it, you can message me. If you know me personally, call me. I'll be there for you. I think as women, we just need to be willing to be honest and open. We need to be willing to share our struggles so that we can help each other through them. We don't have to be embarrassed. Like I said, I love God. I trust God. I know God. But that doesn't exempt me from things that happen. Doesn't exempt me from life. So I just want to encourage you today to just trust God. And if you're going through something hard, lean on a friend, lean on your spouse. And maybe you know someone who just had a baby. Reach out to them. share your love with them, offer to make them a meal, offer to just hang out with them. Some of my greatest times was my cousins just coming over and watching TV with me and watching the baby with me. And it wasn't that I needed a break from the baby all the time. I just needed the company from people that I loved me. So I just wanted to share this. Okay. I just wanted to share this, and I hope this helps somebody, because together we're stronger, and if we're open and honest, we're stronger. And this was a hard topic for me to share, but I know that it's going to help somebody in the long run. So thank you for your time, for listening, and I think it's time for a nap. So I love you all. Jesus loves you. Have a great day.